So going forward, we're going to look at our little chart and see the next table to create. This one is off, this one is off, this one is off. Beautiful. Now we're going to look at an organization table. So we're going to go to the migration, top arrow on my keyboard, boom, and we can see the last one we created. I'll use the left arrow to move back and change it to organizations. Organizations. Okay. Hit enter, and the migration is created. So just for fun, let us create all the migrations so we stop coming back to this chart. So now organizations is created. We need to include invitations. All right, invitations. So let us have invitations here. Remember that you can call it any name. For instance, you can call it interviews, interview invitations. I think that would be the best. Interview invitations. Interview invitations. Invitations. We could just limit it to invitations, so it can mean anything for us in the future. Invitations or contact requests, but our invitations will be a broad word to cover everything we need. Finally, we're going to have jobs table and accounts table. So right here, sometimes this thing takes a few seconds to create, so we're going to do the same thing. So up arrow back, and we create jobs table. All right, and then we're going to create accounts table. Finally, we have accounts table. So here I'm going to do accounts table. Account is supposed to have two accounts. See, I've forgotten the spelling of accounts. Just to confirm, spell accounts. Isn't that a funny thing that you can type accounts, spell accounts, and go spell it double C, account. So we're gonna do accounts table. Now I remember that we didn't initially want to create a countries table because we want to reduce the volume of work we have. But since there's going to be payments are supposed to be tied to currencies, and currencies are tied to countries, you see. So it's good that we create a countries table that will have country code and payment, that is a currency of the country should be tied to the same table. So just for the betterment of our code, I'll create countries table that we're going to use in future, which means I have to get back to the users table and put country ID, users migration. So if we go to users migration, we will have under country, so I'll give it as country ID. So every time you see ID in a migration like this, it means that the main table exists somewhere. So skills here is okay. Now we have created roles. Let's go to skills, and we're going to create user ID. Okay, good, beautiful. Our skill is looking fine. Is there anything we need to tie to it? Nothing. I'm going to copy soft deletes from here and then go to organization and then paste this. So going forward, a user can belong to an organization, right? And not just one user. As our platform grows, more than one user can belong to an organization, right? So we can do that also to be able to fish out users that belong to an organization, and that will be a very nice thing to do. So that will take us to something called many-to-many relationships. Okay, we're going to get to that, but let's see first. So we're going to call it organization underscore user. It's singular. If you want to understand what I'm doing here, let me hit enter first. So this is a join table between two tables. So for instance, we have an organization table, then we have a user table, if we go ahead inside organizations, for instance, and add the user, let's know the user that created this table. We're gonna do integer. We'll have user ID. Then, so this is one user. We're tying one user to this organization record. How do we tie multiple users to this? So we can do user ID 1, user ID 2. For instance, we can do this user ID 1, user ID 2. No, it's not going to make sense. Instead, we're going to create a separate table that keeps record of which user belongs to which organization. Beautiful. All right. Now we have that table. Whenever a new staff indicates that they are working in this company, we can easily know. We tie the person to the company. All right. That's just what the other table does. Okay, so we are creating that, and we're being careful not to make sure that we don't create too many tables, because for each table you create, you are giving yourself you are creating avenues for you to write extra code. And for this tutorial, we are avoiding too many codes. We just want to navigate the full length so that you can understand how to build a Laravel 6 application. Okay, so here we have remember that if you're not watching this from YouTube, you can always find me on YouTube at youtube.com/c/brainterm.org, brainterm.org. Okay, and then if you want the source code for this application and my other source codes, go to github.com/Dave. This is where I am on GitHub. All right. So once you go there, you will see me, and of course, if you need my email, you can go to Dave. All right, good. Now we go. Let's roll back, roll back, and we're good. So here, the next thing we're gonna do is create a title table, and now we're gonna create the title string. The job title is gonna be title of the job. No, title of the organization. We're gonna call it name of the organization. So a user logs in and creates an organization, then uses that organization to go ahead with recruitment. Beautiful. Awesome. So name, and where is the organization located? We're going to say which city, and we're going to make it nullable because not all organizations have cities. Okay, nullable. Then we say which state. Tell us it's the other way. Okay, state. Tell us the state or province, and finally we're gonna say country _ID. Okay, now we know the name of the organization, where it is located. Is there anything else we need to know? Yes, we need to know the description. Tell us something about your organization. Description. What does the organization do? We're gonna make it nullable. Not nullable. You must tell us what your organization does. Long text. You must tell us. We want to know. You must. Okay, good. We're good, and so far we know the user that created it, and we know the name of the organization, and we know where it is located. What of contact details of this organization? So we're going to create another field that tells us the contact details. We're going to make it nullable. Okay, nullable contact details. Okay, all right, beautiful. Now we're done with organizations. Let's go to invitations. So an invitation is tied to a user and tied to an organization, right? And also maybe tied to a job posting, and also tied to two different kinds of users. So we're going to have to take care of all these things. So I think we should do that in the next video.